I'm looking forward to moving up to the Cup Series. Obviously, it's something I've dreamed about my entire life. It's going to be a big step. It's going to be a huge learning curve, but one I'm looking forward to the challenge. And the Cup schedule I think next year changes up quite a bit, and we got a lot of road courses. We got a dirt track and a lot of racetracks that I feel like are good for me statistically. So I'm looking forward to it. So I used to have my own sprint car team, and we shut it down probably about 2 years ago. I would love to start it back up again. Obviously, funding is a big part of that and sponsorship. So I still have my midget team. We just run the indoor stuff. We got some exciting stuff at Chili Bowl this year. But outside of that, I would love to start it up again. It's just a matter of putting it all together. So the first race I ever ran, I was 7 years old. I want to say it was 2001. And I raced a quarter midget at Mini Indy. And I only raced a quarter midget twice, and I didn't race again until I was 11. So I grew up in racing. My grandpa's owned sprint cars since 1976. My dad raced for over 20 years, had over 200 wins. My grandpa had over 500 as an owner. So I just always grew up around it, the sprint car world, and kind of just in racing in general. I'm super excited to see the Cup Series race on dirt. To me, the Cup Series is considered the biggest racing in North America and the best drivers, and I want to see them challenged every discipline. We already get to see them at a short track. We get to see them at a 1.5 miles, a road course, the super speedway. The only thing missing is a dirt track. So I'm excited to see that thrown into the schedule. I feel like it's been something that's needed for a long time. I know that the non-dirt guys are probably going to hate it. The dirt guys are going to love it, but I think it's going to be great for our sport, just to continue that crossover of dirt fans and NASCAR fans. I think slowly that's been getting brought together more and more with, Cup guys and NASCAR guys in general going and running sprint car guys making it to NASCAR. That crossover has certainly helped. And to do it at a place like Bristol that can seat a ton of people and put on a really good race is going to be exciting. Overall, obviously, I'm excited to get a race the Daytona 500. Just to be a part of that event is going to be super special. The same with the Brickyard 400. Then the Bristol Dirt Race are probably the three that I'm most excited for. Those are all three, obviously the Daytona 500 and Brickyard 400 are marquee events. And if this dirt race continues for years to come, I think that's going to be a race that, everybody wants to win. So those are probably the three I would have circled on my list just from the get-go. But I'm just excited for every race in general, to be able to run all 36 races next year, and have a rookie season in the Cup Series is going to be pretty special, and hopefully we can have some success while doing it. For me, the most exciting was probably the Indianapolis road course, those last final laps. The race was just unbelievable between AJ and Cindric. To be able to beat Cindric and Allmendinger on the road course for me personally was a huge accomplishment, but then to throw in winning at my home track at Indianapolis. It was a dream for me just to get a race at Indianapolis, let alone win there, and to do it for my hero with his old crew chief even on the box. I would say that was probably the most exciting moment all year long, just how much it meant personally for me to win there. And then to also beat the two guys I consider the best road racers in our series was just a big deal. I would say the biggest things I'm nervous about is obviously the length of the races are a lot longer, just what it's going to be like physically. I'm probably going to get humbled quite a bit moving up. Those guys are so good at what they do, and just, the competitive side, on the Xfinity side, if you have a bad day, you can still normally run, anywhere from 7th to 10th. But on the Cup side, if you have a bad day, you're running 25th to 30th. So, it's going to be a big step. And then if we are fortunate enough to make it to the playoffs, Richmond's in the first round, and that's probably my worst racetrack. So I would say, those are the things I'm probably the most nervous about leading into next year. But outside of that, I feel really confident about kind of how the tracks line up. Daytona is obviously kind of a crapshoot, but then we go to Homestead, the second race of the year, which I feel like is my best racetrack. So hopefully we can go there and have a good run and kind of build confidence early on in the year. So I feel like, especially this year, the 98's had awesome paint schemes all year long. There hasn't been a single one that I haven't liked. But if I had to pick a favorite, I would say probably last year's Darlington throwback, the Parnelli Jones. Just looked cool. I thought sitting there, had a lot of old school feel to it. I had the matching suit, the helmet, all those things. Then I had a lot of names on the back of sprint car legends just throughout the history of sprint car racing. That was really special to me. So I would say last year's Darlington throwback for sure. My favorite part of the new Cup schedule is for sure the Bristol Dirt Race. I think that's something that's been needed to happen for a while. And I'm excited to see Cup cars on dirt and all these Cup guys that are really good at what they do to be challenged on the dirt. I'm super excited for COTA to be added to the schedule. COTA is literally a world-class facility. Anywhere F1 runs is normally a pretty unbelievable racetrack, and for Cup cars and just NASCAR in general to get to go there, that's going to be a special weekend. I think it's obviously a top-notch racetrack, a top-notch facility, and I'm excited to be able to be in that first ever race weekend there. I think it's going to be a staple on our schedule for a long time to come. I think there's going to be a ton of race fans there, and I just think it's going to put on really good racing. It's a really wide racetrack. It's going to be awesome to go there, and I'm looking forward to it. So Reddit's been great to me. I was on there, I would lurk through everything for probably 2.5, 3 years, and was always too intimidated to post. And then I finally made an account, and, Reddit really embraced me. And, it's fun to get on there. I'm on there more than probably any other social media app, and just constantly on the NASCAR one and reading all the rumors, reading what fans are saying. I think that's probably the most diehard fans in our sport. Just getting on there and seeing what they're thinking about, the current schedule or what's coming up in the future. It's fun to just get on there and mess around with them. So I definitely enjoy Reddit. I'm probably on there more than I should be, but I have a blast just getting on there and reading all the threads. I think the biggest thing that changed was just, for one, experience, but then secondly, just having confidence, putting those two things together. Confidence goes a long way, and also experience goes a long way. And to finally have both of those, I think is a lot of the reason you saw the success. Obviously, being able to apply all that and having the confidence to do it, but then just having a notebook and having that experience goes a long way. So I would say just putting those two things together has been a lot of the reason. Well, I'm definitely not going to say I need to win 8 races, because that probably will not happen for sure. But I think if we could make the playoffs, that would be huge in our rookie year. Trying to go off of what Cole was able to do this year and win a race and make it to the playoffs. If we could make it to the playoffs, then even just make it through the first round, I feel like that'd be a really big accomplishment. So we just need to go and try to learn as much as we can. Obviously, it's kind of a throwaway in a sense from a car standpoint, but just getting that experience and running as many laps as we can, and just learning how to race around these guys and how they race. Really just a learning year. Results obviously are important, but just trying to learn as much as we can, so when that new car comes out, we're all on the same playing field.